Welcome to Ron's Amazing Stories, the podcast where every episode takes you on a journey through captivating tales, thrilling adventures, and unforgettable moments.
It's amazing.
From heart-pounding mysteries to inspiring true stories, we'll bring you narratives that spark your imagination and keep you on the edge of your seat. So sit back, relax, and get ready to explore the extraordinary. Because with Ron, every story is an amazing story.
That's amazing.
What's that you said?
Hello and welcome to the podcast. This time we have a detective's nightmare. Not a lack of clients, not a lack of suspects, nor even a lack of motive. No, tonight's problem is much simpler than that. You see, the people who know the truth don't live long enough to tell it. Now, usually one case would be trouble enough, but we're not going to do things the easy way. Oh no. Tonight, you're getting a detective double feature. 2 cases, 2 investigators, and twice the reason to settle in and, well, hope for the best. First, a man calls for help and never gets to explain why. Then, a witness disappears, and anyone who gets too close to him doesn't last much longer. In a world like that, you don't solve a case by listening. You solve it by chasing the ghosts. So, dim the lights, lock the doors, and for heaven's sakes, keep your story straight because tonight we're dealing with silencing the truth. Our first story comes from the smooth-talking, wisecracking detective himself, Richard Diamond. Now, he isn't your typical gumshoe. Sure, he can handle any case thrown at him, but he did it with style, grace, and usually a snarky comment or two. Played by actor-crooner Dick Powell, Diamond brought a lighter touch to the detective world until things got serious, and they often did. In our story, a simple phone call turns into anything but simple. A doctor reaches out for help, offering a hefty fee, $1,500. So Diamond wastes no time on getting there, but by the time he arrives, his client has already flown out the window. Quite literally. With the only man who knew the truth gone, Diamond is left to piece together a puzzle that someone clearly doesn't want solved. From August 23rd, 1950, here is Richard Diamond, private detective in the Evans Farmer case.
Listen while the makers of Rexall drug products and 10,000 independent Rexall family druggists bring you Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, private detective. Diamond Detective Agency, we never say die.
Mr. Diamond?
That's right.
How would you like to make $1,200?
Do I have to name the mystery melody?
This is not a quiz show, Mr. Diamond. I have a proposition for you, a business arrangement by which you may profit to the tune of $1,200.
Oh, well, that's my favorite tune.
My name is Evans, Dr. William Evans. I have an office in the Grant Professional Building, Suite 409.
Grant Professional Building, Suite 409.
Yes, I'd appreciate it if you would come right over.
Well, it's after 6 now.
I'll stay in my office until you get here. And so as to save time with explanations, on your way over, pick up a late afternoon Times and read the article on page 3, column 2. A story about a man called Farmer.
I locked the office, went downstairs, and out on the street, where I purchased the late afternoon Times, and in the cab headed for Dr. Evans's office. I read the article on page 3, column 2. George Farmer burns to death, and a picture of the deceased. According to the article, Farmer had been on a vacation in the North Woods. He'd gone to sleep smoking a cigarette, and that was that. Mattress caught fire, and before anyone noticed, the whole cabin was burning. My cab let me out in front of Dr. Evans's building, and one look at the large crowd, plus the very familiar black sedan in the passenger loading zone, tied my stomach in a knot.
All right, now, get back, you. You?
Evening, Sergeant Otis.
Lieutenant, what are you yelling about, Melonhead? Oh.
Evening, Lieutenant Levinson.
Oh, no. I hope you were just passing by, Mr. Diamond.
I saw the crowd, Lieutenant Levinson, and came over to find out if you and Otis were playing hopscotch or possibly kick the can.
This is a swell time to make with the jokes. Some guy took a dive out of the 4th floor window.
4th floor? Dead?
Very. Name was Evans. Had offices in the building. Dr. William Evans.
Guy named Evans. Offices on the 4th floor. Doctor. Some guy. Just 20 minutes before, he'd called me with a $1,200 proposition. And now it looked like the only thing I was going to get out of the deal was a late afternoon paper and a story about a guy named Farmer.
Farmer? Burned to death in bed? Oh, yeah. We got a report on the case.
Well, this Dr. Evans was hooked up with it in some way.
He offered you $1,200?
He asked me if I was interested.
Silly boy. There's the doctor's office. And there's the window he went out of.
Who saw him jump?
Bill Mitchell, cop on the beat, saw the body come out of the window feet first. Said at least it looked like he jumped.
No sign of a struggle?
I'll have the boys give the room a good going over.
Well, we're pretty sure of two things, Walt. First, there's a strong possibility that Dr. Evans didn't commit suicide. Also, that he knew something about George Farmer, the guy who got burned to death.
Might have been Farmer's doctor.
Well, there's one way to find out. This Times article says that Farmer left a widow. While you're checking things here, I think I'll go see what Mrs. Farmer's views are on dead husbands and dead doctors.
Yes?
Mrs. Farmer,
Yes, what is it?
I'd like to talk to you about your late husband.
Are you from the police again?
Well, I just left them, but this is my own idea. My name's Diamond. I'm a private detective.
Oh? You working for the insurance company?
No.
Well, then just what do you want? I'm tired of questions about my husband's death. I've told the police and insurance company everything I know.
Well, I know it's been difficult, but I won't take long, and there are a few things I'd really like to find out.
Well, what are they?
Do you know a Dr. Evans?
Dr. Evans? No. No, I don't know any Dr. Evans.
Your husband never mentioned him, said he knew him?
No, he didn't. Besides, what has this doctor to do with my husband?
Well, I don't know yet. You mentioned an insurance company. Was your husband insured, Mrs. Farmer?
Yes, with the National Mutual. But if you're not working for the insurance company or the police, who are you working for?
Me.
You. Look, would you mind telling me what possible interest you could have in the death of my husband?
Tell you the truth, I really don't know. But there's $1,200 mixed up in it somewhere, and that's enough to keep me well interested until I find some answers. Thank you, Mrs. Farmer. Hello, Walt.
Hello, Rick. You see the wife?
Yeah, lovely girl. Type you'd like to bring home to Mom. You find out anything?
Nothing in the room to indicate the doctor was pushed out of the window.
Mrs. Farmer didn't know the doctor. Said her late husband didn't either. But she thought at first I was from an insurance company.
Well, what company?
Oh, a National Mutual.
Otis,
Yeah, Lieutenant.
got the names of the officials in National Mutual?
Yeah,
Bring them in.
right.
Why all the action?
We checked with the dead doctor's nurse. She said aside from his regular practice, he worked for 2 or 3 big insurance firms. National Mutual was one of them. I didn't think of a connection then, but I made the check just in case.
Well, George Farmer was burned to death. Dr. Evans knew something about Farmer. Farmer was insured with the National Mutual, and the doctor worked for National Mutual. Might be a tie-up.
The vice president of National Mutual is Arthur Peterson. It's not too late. Let's take a run over to his house and see if he knows anything about it.
Well, gentlemen, in answer to your questions, yes, we did insure the late George Farmer, and Dr. Evans does work for us. As to whether or not he was the doctor who examined Farmer, I really couldn't say. I'd have to check the files. Lieutenant, aren't you satisfied? You think there's something wrong?
We don't know. Dr. Evans jumped or was pushed out of his office window this evening.
Good Lord.
He called Mr. Diamond here and indicated he knew something about Farmer's death.
Have you settled the claim with Mrs. Farmer yet?
No, but it's to be settled within the week. $25,000 policy.
If someone could show your company that Farmer's death was no accident, there'd be a reward, wouldn't there?
Yes. 10% of the policy. In this case, $2,500.
Oh, half of that'd be about $1,200.
You think we could look at your records tonight, Mr. Peterson? It's very important.
Of course. I'll just get a coat and we'll go right down to the office.
We left with Mr. Peterson and headed for the offices of the National Mutual. A quick look through the file showed us what we wanted. A full report on the state of George Farmer's health. Okayed for insurance by the examining physician, Dr. William Evans.
It's too bad the first claim on an accident policy has to be a death.
Well, that ties that up. Now what have we got?
Enough to keep on looking.
I think I'll go have a long talk with Farmer's wife.
Our company detectives checked that. She was right here in the city when her husband died.
Well, a little talk won't hurt.
Who sold Farmer the policy, Mr. Peterson?
According to the files, the insurance man was Martin Ames.
You have his address here?
Yes. Here you are. Good man. One of our leading salesmen.
While you're talking with Mrs. Farmer, Walt, I think I'll run over and see this man Ames. Maybe he can do us some good. If the late Dr. Evans hadn't offered me $1,200, I would have okayed his 4-floor dive as an act of suicide. But the way things were shaping up, he was going to split an insurance reward. And knowing doctors to be pretty practical people, I just couldn't imagine him giving up that kind of money for a fast trip to the sidewalk. The home of Martin Ames was an apartment on the Lower East Side. His wife answered the door.
No, my husband isn't here. I was just leaving.
You know where I can find your husband, Mrs. Ames? It's rather important.
I don't know what you want, but if you want to see my husband, that's where I'm going now. I just got a call. He's had an automobile accident. Miss?
Yes?
I'm Mrs. Ames. I was told my husband.
Oh, yes, Miss Ames. If you'll just have a seat, I'll call Dr. Tully. He's in charge of your husband's case.
But I want to see my husband. Can I see him?
You'll have to see Dr. Tully first.
But I want to know how serious it is. I should be with my husband. If it's
you'll
serious...
just be patient for a moment, Miss Ames, I'll get Dr. Tully.
Come on, Mrs. Ames. Let's sit down over here. Now, just sit down right over here and try and relax.
Dr. Tully, third floor reception room, please.
Hello, Walt.
Dr. Tully,
No,
come to
this
the
is a
third
police
floor
officer, Miss
reception
Ames.
room, please.
Police officer?
He's a friend of mine, Miss Ames.
Nothing about my husband.
Dr. Tully's the man you want to see.
Can I talk with you, Rick?
Oh, sure. Will you excuse me, Mrs. Ames?
Oh, yes, of course.
You'll be all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, Walt.
Well, this far north.
About her husband?
Yeah, I was questioning Mrs. Farmer when I got the call over the hot shot. I remembered, so I figured you'd wind up here.
Have you heard how he is?
Died 5 minutes ago.
Oh, no. Accident?
Hit and run. Before he died, he told us a car ran him off the road. Went down a 20-foot embankment and right into a cement retaining wall. The wall stopped him from going any further, but broke his neck.
Any lead on the other car?
No, lonely stretch of road. No one else saw it. It happened too fast for Ames.
Wait a minute. That must be Dr. Tully going over to Mrs. Ames now.
Yeah,
Mrs.
that's
Ames,
Tully.
I'm afraid that
He did everything he could. I don't envy him.
your
Miss.
husband is dead.
Oh, no.
Mrs. Ames.
Oh, dear
Mrs.
God,
Ames, please
no.
control yourself, Mrs. Ames.
Come on, Walt. This is turning into a rotten case. A little after 6, I got a phone call, and by 6:30, the man who called was lying on a sidewalk, broken in two from a 4-story drop. 2 hours later, an insurance salesman named Ames was run off the road and ended up with a broken neck. Coincidence? Not a bit. Walt found the location of the place where George Farmer had burned to death. Then we climbed in the squad car and started the long drive for the Catskills. Around 7 in the morning, we turned off the main highway and onto a dirt road. A sign reading Sportsman's Retreat, 2 miles, pointed the way, and 20 minutes later we were pulling up in front of the lodge.
Morning. Welcome to Sportsman's Retreat.
Morning.
Police car, ain't it?
I'm Lieutenant Levinson, 5th Precinct, New York Police. This is Mr. Diamond.
Oh, howdy.
Oh, yeah.
You up here about Mr. Farmer's death?
Unofficially. You run the place?
Yeah, I'm the foreman. My name's Pop Sloan, but everybody just calls me Pop.
We thought we'd stay a while, Pop. Can you put us up?
Well, sure. How long you figuring on being around?
Oh, not long. We only brought one change of clothes.
Well, come on in. Breakfast was an hour ago, but if you're hungry, I can have the cook rustle up some bacon and eggs.
Oh, sounds good.
Many people staying here, Pop?
Oh, about 14. Yeah, 14. Same crowd comes up every year. Sort of a club, you might call it.
How many years did George Farmer come out?
Oh, Mr. Farmer come up about, for the last 10 years.
Hey, who owns the place?
Mr. Phillips. He ain't here now, but he phoned and says he'll be in sometime this afternoon. Say, how come you fellas are interested in Mr. Farmer's death? We had the police and the insurance up here for 3 days. You're a little late, ain't you?
Well, there are a few things we haven't cleared up. Sure appreciate some help, Pop.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you all the help I can. I'll go get some breakfast for you, and then we can gabble a little while.
Pop went back to the kitchen, and we relaxed in a couple of big leather chairs in front of a large window that looked out on a row of cabins.
That last cabin must have been Farmer's.
Yeah, nothing much left of it.
It's beautiful up here. Look at those trees with the sun shining through them.
Your soul is showing, Walt.
Oh.
It was a beautiful place, all right. The cabin stood in a clearing, fronted by well-kept paths and backed by tall trees. Pop came in a little later with enough bacon and eggs to feed a platoon of tapeworms, and we talked.
Where is everybody, Pop?
Out fishing. Get up about 4:30 around here.
Many of the men bring their wives?
Oh, some of them. Mr. Farmer used to bring his'n up every year. Fine-looking woman, Mrs. Farmer. Didn't come up this year, though. It's too bad, too.
Why?
Well, might have saved him. Used to smoke in bed all the time. Maybe if she'd been around here, she might have caught him at it.
Who discovered the fire?
Oh, we all saw it, but it was too late. By the time we got there, the whole place was burning. By the time we got the hose going, there wasn't much left.
You say you all saw it. Where were you?
Oh, we was up to Willow Peak cooking out. That's about 3 miles from camp. You can see it from there. See that tall peak there to the left of them trees?
Yeah. How come Farmer didn't go along?
Oh, he never went on many hikes. Had trouble with his legs, you know.
Anyone stay here in camp besides Farmer?
No. Everybody was up at Willow Peak.
Who examined the body?
Doc Combs from Evanston come up and looked at the body.
Where's Evanston?
About 50 miles east. But if you want to talk to the doc, you'll have to wait till everybody comes in from fishing.
Oh, good. Is he up here now?
Yeah, come up last night. Gonna stay a week for the fishing.
Oh, Pop.
Morning, Mr. Phillips.
Good morning.
I didn't expect you till this afternoon. This is Mr. Phillips, the owner.
Oh, I have some bags out in the car. Will you get them, please? Good morning, gentlemen.
I know.
Good morning.
There's some more police fellas, Mr. Phillips.
Oh? About Mr. Farmer's death?
Yeah, I gotta clear up a few things.
Would you please get those bags for me, Pop?
Bags? Oh, yes, bags. Sure.
We just wanted to ask a couple of questions, Mr. Phillips. I'm Lieutenant Levinson. This is Mr. Diamond.
Well, how do you do?
How do you do?
Do you mind if I sit down?
Well, not at all.
I thought the authorities were satisfied.
No, I guess they are. Where were you when the accident occurred, Mr. Phillips?
Oh, I was on my way here from the city. I arrived about an hour later.
You live in the city, Mr. Phillips?
Well, yes, I have a house there. I divide my time between there and the lodge.
Tell me something about Farmer, Mr. Phillips. What kind of a man was he?
Well,
You fellas want any more breakfast?
No, thanks, Pop.
Oh, all right.
Go ahead, Mr. Phillips.
Good old Pop. Well, there really isn't much to tell. Farmer was a nice sort of a guy, rather quiet. As you know, he had a very bad habit of smoking in bed.
You have any trouble with him smoking in bed before?
Oh, yes, several times. Nearly started a fire 2 years ago.
Well, wouldn't that make you watch him a little more closely?
Well, you see, his wife came up with him every year, but this one, she was usually near enough to prevent any trouble.
How long did he usually stay here?
Oh, week, 10 days, however long his vacation lasted.
Mm-hmm. What was his business?
I think he was in advertising.
Make much money?
I have no idea. He certainly never spent much. He was tight as the devil. He was known for it, in fact. Coming up here was the only luxury he allowed himself. He'd tell everyone he'd save all year just to come up here and relax for a week or so.
Hey, Lieutenant. Here comes Doc Holmes. He must have got his limit.
Oh, you gentlemen interested in talking to the doctor?
Yeah, Pop tells us he was the one who examined the body.
Well, what'd you get, Doc?
Hi, Pop. I got my limit.
Oh, good for you, good for you. Come on over here. A couple of fellows want to talk to you.
Well, how are you, Phil?
Hello, Doc.
Pop said you weren't due in till this afternoon.
Uh-huh. Oh, this is Lieutenant Levinson and Mr. Diamond.
How are you?
Police?
Yeah. They want to ask you a few questions. We got to clear up a few things about George Farmer getting burned to death.
Pop, that's enough, Pop.
I was only trying to help.
Well, certainly, gentlemen. Here, will you take these fish, please, Pop?
Fish? Oh, the fish. Yeah, sure. I'll be right back.
Well, I don't think I could tell you much more than I've already told the police.
Did you know George Farmer prior to his death?
Oh, yes, over a period of 10 years.
Did you identify the body?
Well, not at first. It was too badly burned.
Not at first. You mean you did identify it later?
Well, when they told me that George had a broken wrist, I found the broken section of bone and identified it.
Broken wrist?
Oh, yes, Mr. Diamond. You see, when George arrived, his lower arm was in a cast. He told us that he'd broken his wrist the week before.
What day did he arrive?
Tuesday of last week.
Well, put in a call to Otis and have him find out where George Farmer had his broken wrist treated, and most of all, when the accident occurred.
Well, what are you getting at, Rick?
Then have him find out the date the insurance policy went into effect. Doctor, which wrist was broken?
The right one.
And it was in a cast, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say he could move his fingers well enough to write?
Depends on how recent the accident.
Step on it, Walt.
Okay, but I don't get it. I talked to Otis. He'll get the information and call us back. Now, would you mind telling me what the devil this is all about?
George Farmer had to sign the insurance policy, didn't he?
Yeah, but he could have done that with his left hand.
An accident policy would cover a broken wrist, wouldn't it?
Sure, and what?
Mr. Phillips, you said Farmer was known to be careful with his money.
Yes, that's right.
I can vouch for that. I treated him for cigarette burns 3 years ago and had a devil of a time collecting.
Thanks, Doctor.
Well, so what? So what?
So if Otis gives us the answers I want, I think I can show you George Farmer was murdered.
Murdered?
Yeah. And I think I can explain why an insurance salesman and a doctor were killed. So we all sat around and waited for my hunch to grow muscles. I kept turning the whole thing over in my mind, and the more I thought, the more the whole thing tied together. Around noon, a call came in from Otis, and Walt gave him the information I needed.
There it is. George Farmer broke his wrist on the 26th of last month. He was treated at the Olive Hospital.
About 3 weeks ago.
He stayed one night at the hospital and went home.
What date did he arrive here, Mr. Phillips?
About the 4th.
2 weeks after the accident. He died on the 11th, according to papers.
Yes, that's right. He'd been here about a week.
When did the insurance policy go into effect, Walt?
The 22nd of last month.
It went into effect. It wasn't taken out.
I said went into effect.
Now, it would cost him a few bucks to have a broken wrist taken care of and spend the night in the hospital, wouldn't it, Doctor?
Yes, it would.
Remember what the vice president of National Mutual said, Walt? Too bad the first claim on an accident policy had to be death.
Yeah.
Well, if Farmer had an accident policy, why didn't he put in a claim for his broken wrist? Come on, Walt. We're going back to town and talk to Mrs. Farmer. You got your men spotted around the building?
Whole block surrounded. Peterson and Evers are covering the front. Cars at every corner.
Isn't Otis going to play?
Well, there's been some complaints about noisy cats in the neighborhood, so I stuck Otis and back in the alley. He'll drive every cat right into the river.
You might have made a mistake. One yell out of Otis, and he'll end up with all the shoes in the block.
Here it is.
Yeah? Oh.
Mind if we come in, Mrs. Farmer?
No, I guess not. Well, what is it this time, Lieutenant?
We think your husband was murdered.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Now, we know you didn't do it, but you were in on it. You know who did.
Are you serious?
Very. We just had the lab make a check on the insurance policy. The signature and the fingerprints were from the right hand.
Well, of course they were.
So your husband didn't have a broken wrist at the time?
Well, no, he did that sometime later.
And you'll swear that it's his signature on the policy?
Certainly. I went to the doctor with him.
I thought you said you didn't know a Dr. Evans.
Well, I don't.
He was the insurance doctor.
Well, I'd never seen him before or since. How could you expect me to remember?
Your husband didn't turn in a claim for his broken wrist.
He didn't? Well, That was his business, wasn't it?
Don't you think it's rather strange to take out an accident policy and not turn in a claim on your first accident?
I don't know. I didn't bother with my husband's affairs.
Is this your husband's driver's license?
Where did you get that?
Motor Vehicle Department. Is it your husband's license?
Yes, I guess so.
The signature on this license is not the same as the one on the insurance policy.
What do you mean?
He means that the signature on the insurance policy is a very clever forgery. Who forged it, Mrs. Farmer?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Who went to that doctor's office representing your husband?
No one. Why in the world would I do that? Why would I have someone represent my husband?
Probably because you wanted your husband out of the way.
That's horrible. Get out of here. That's not true.
Who was in on it with you? Who killed your husband up at his cabin at the lodge?
Get out. Get out.
It had to be someone at the lodge who knew what cabin he was in.
No.
Did you give the papers your husband's picture?
Yes.
You're lying. The newspapers told us you claimed not to have a picture.
Well, I don't remember. I don't remember.
Oh, sure you do. You didn't want to give the papers a picture of your husband because you knew the insurance salesman and the doctor would identify it as not being the man who took out the accident policy.
No.
You knew your husband was going to take his trip, so you planned his death and stayed home for an alibi.
The picture came out, and the insurance man and the doctor had to be killed. A man killed them, Mrs. Farmer. Someone strong enough to run a car off the road and lift an unconscious man out of a window, feet first.
Who killed them, Mrs. Farmer?
Hey, you, stop! Stop! Lieutenant!
Otis has got something.
Well, let's get out on the fire escape.
Stop or I'll shoot!
There's a new line.
Somebody halfway up the fire escape. Look out, Otis!
Move over a wall. Otis going to hit a herd of elephants in a broom closet.
I got him, Lieutenant!
He got him.
No, make him happy, Walt. Climb out there and see what we got.
Okay.
Now, just take it easy, honey.
Frank!
Yeah?
That guy Phillips, the one who owned the lodge, and he's dead.
Well, Mrs. Farmer, that's it. Want to tell me about it?
Oh, yes, it doesn't make any difference now.
Phillips killed your husband and the other two men?
Yes. We fell in love 3 summers ago. But he planned it. The whole thing was his idea.
Oh, sure, I know. But the state is pretty narrow-minded about those things, honey. Guy like that gets ideas and gets dead for it. You like his ideas, and you just got to get in some kind of trouble along the way.
Go on, Melonhead. Climb in. You're not hurt that bad.
I am told.
You get shot, Otis?
No. But I'd like to ask you something, Shamus. Did you throw a shoe at me?
Well, when your client is dead before you even shake his hand, you know you're in for a long night. Richard Diamond had to work that case the hard way. No witness, no explanation, just a trail that started cold until it wasn't. And that brings us to our second story, where the problem isn't a dead client, it's a disappearing witness. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, was the man with the action-packed expense account. The insurance investigator who went where trouble was and wrote it all down. Every last detail. Week after week, Johnny found himself neck deep in cases where something quite didn't add up. In Witness, who's got the witness? Johnny is hired to track down a key witness to a crime. Sounds simple enough, but before long, the witness to the witness winds up dead. And Johnny himself becomes the next problem someone's trying to solve permanently. 2 witnesses, 2 missing voices, and 1 very dangerous pattern. From October 22nd, 1949, here is yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in Witness, who's got the witness?
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Max Krause, Krause Bail Bond and Insurance Agency, New York City, New York. The following is an accounting of my expenditures during my investigation of 2 of your clients, or witness, who's got the witness? Expense account item 1. $1. 1 cigar to replace the asphyxiating stogie you were smoking when you arrived, unannounced, at my Hartford apartment door.
Name's Max Krause. Here's my card. Krause Bail Bond Insurance Agency, State, Federal, and Immigration. All forms of surety bonds and insurance. Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Well, I got a job for you to the tune of saving me $50,000.
Okay, you can come in. But you'll have to tie up that cigar outside.
Okay?
Here, better yet, give it to me.
Hey.
Thanks. Come on in.
Hey, what's the idea of throwing it out the window? That was an expensive cigar.
Oh, can you think of a better way to get rid of it? It was killing me. Here, have one of these.
Oh. Well, not the quality I'm used to, you understand, but much obliged.
Forget it. They were a gift. Maybe I won't even charge you for it. If I go to work for you. Well, shall we find out if I will or not? Sit down.
What do you know about Leo Persino?
Just what I read in the paper. Did you put up his bail?
I wish I had. The bonds I put up were for 2 prosecution witnesses, know what I mean? Yeah. They either took a run out, jumped from one of the bridges, or some of Leo's men put them out of the way, get me?
Vaguely. They're gone.
Yeah, that's right. And unless I can prove they're dead or find them, you understand, before the trial, which is a week from today, I forfeit the $50,000. 25 apiece. Seem a problem?
Yeah. Tell me something, Mr. Krause. Why'd you come to me?
I'll tell you why. To the police, these witnesses are only 2 names on a long list of missing persons. You up with me?
Yeah.
Now, and as for private detectives, I could never be sure that one wouldn't make a deal with Persino and make more money not finding them than I'd be paying to find them. Get the point?
Yeah. Well, what makes you think you can trust me?
Oh, well, you were mentioned by one of the insurance companies I sell for. They tell me that you're straight, except for padding your expenses here and there.
Hey, now that's an insult.
What's a little padding? I used to do the same with my own man when I was in grade school. That's kid stuff.
You'll find out.
What's that?
I said I'll find out what I can. Who are these lost, strayed, or stolen witnesses?
Nippy Cochran is one. Real name is Glenn. You hear? Glenn.
Yeah.
The other is Dan Patterson. I got their addresses, next to kin, you know what I mean? What else do you need?
A big fat retainer, about $2,500.
That's pretty steep. I've only got $1,000 with me.
It just so happens that I'm a grand person to do business with, Mr. Krause. I'll take the 1,000. Expense account, item 2, $3.45. Train fare, Hartford to New York. A high wind and I hit the big city at the same time, 4 p.m. to be exact. So I set storm canvas and tanked crosstown toward 81st, between Madison and 5th. One of the bits of information that had come with that $1,000 bit of paper was the fact that one of the missing witnesses, Nippy Cochran, had a sister, stage name Mona Doyle. She'd been born in Hell's Kitchen, and she'd worked out her own little recipe consisting of brains, beauty, and cheesecake to cook up her own version of heaven on earth, including angels, Broadway type. When I hove to in front of her 81st Street brownstone, a delivery boy was buzzing his way into the building. Not wishing to argue with Mona over the intercom system on the buzzer panel, I waited for the boy to come out. Caught the door before it closed. Thanks, Bub. Went in and up to her second-floor apartment.
Yes? Who is it?
My name is Dollar. You don't know me, but I have some news about your brother.
Oh? Just a second, I'll let you in. Come in.
Thanks.
What's this news you have about Nippy?
Oh, well, the guy who put up bail for him, Max Krause, has hired an insurance investigator to look for him.
Oh? Well, what am I supposed to do about that?
Asked me to sit down. I'm the investigator.
Well, you're awfully clever, aren't you?
No, I hire a couple of radio writers to work these things out for me.
Well, please do sit down.
Thank you.
Why did you do it this way? Did you think I'd let you in if I knew what you were?
Well, lots of people are allergic to what I am.
Well, I'm not.
That helps. Do you know where your brother is, Miss Doyle?
No. Now, could I fix you a drink?
Does that mean that this is the end of our little discussion?
Mr. Dollar, I don't know where Nippy is, believe that or not. I haven't seen much of him the last few years. He doesn't approve of me, and I don't approve of him. But that doesn't make any difference. What does is that if I did know where you could find him, I wouldn't tell you. I don't hate him enough to kill him that way.
That way? Are you holding out for a choice? Hey.
That was a nasty thing to say.
Oh, that slap you handed me ought to make us even.
Sorry. Don't you know what would happen if you found Nippy and brought him back?
Well, I've heard that Leo Porcina has some quaint habits with people he doesn't want around. Something about wrapping their feet in a concrete block and lowering them into any handy river. But the law will give him protection until after the trial.
What difference would that make? Even if Leo were convicted, don't you think he'd leave orders behind to take care of Nippy?
Well, that could probably be worked out, too. Well, look, I wasn't hired to worry about that. I was hired to find your brother so my client won't lose his money. Well...
Oh, this is a lousy way for two people to meet, isn't it? I wish it were different.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'd like to ask you again to have a drink with me. That wind has my nerves jumping. And you haven't helped. Be a good guy, won't you?
With what she had to back up that invitation, I defy any guy, good or bad, to come up with anything but an acceptance. Unless he was crowded 70, and had a car double parked outside, and was married to a suspicious wife, who was waiting in the car. So, I stayed, and we learned to know one another. 20 minutes later, we were close friends. I knew it had to end, and it did. The door buzzer sounded, and Mona bounded over to the little button that controlled the lock on the downstairs entrance.
Don't be shocked, Johnny. I brush off a lot of my admirers this way.
The only thing I admire about you is the act you put on. It's a good one.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. There was one thing I forgot to tell you about my brother.
I can hardly wait. I'm all ears.
He gave me everything I have. Without him, I'd have none of all this.
Is it Nippy who's on his way up here?
That isn't what I mean. All Nippy did was introduce me to Leo Porcina. That's who's on his way up.
Oh, yeah. Well, blood may be thicker than water, but where you're concerned, it isn't thicker than champagne with ermine on the side.
Hi, Leo. Come on in and see what found me.
Well, what do you know about this? Who's he?
Johnny Dollar, an insurance investigator, hired by Krause to find Nippy.
Well, it's interesting. Yes, it is. Oh, boy. What are you going to say for yourself?
Matter Harry there said everything there is to say. Except that I'm also looking for the other missing witness, Dan Patterson.
Yeah, I assume that. Very apt, Mr. Dollar, that we should meet this way. Two men interested in the same subject.
The subject was more interesting before you came in.
I'll ignore that. Natural. What I meant was that I, too, am quite anxious to find Nippy and Patterson.
Can I mix you a drink, Leo?
No, leave us alone, Mona. Go in the bedroom.
All right, Leo.
And close the door, please. Now, man to man, Dollar, how do you propose to go about finding Nippy and Patterson?
What would you suggest, Porcina? Dragging the rivers?
Now, see here, Dollar, there's no need to take such a pessimistic view. I realize that an unfriendly press has endowed me with a reputation for violence, but I don't deserve it.
I hope you aren't bucking to be canonized.
That's a picture, isn't it? St. Leo Porcina. Saint. Quite a sense of humor, Dollar. But my motives are honorable. I'm not afraid of the testimony of those two men. I want them back because their disappearance makes it look bad for me. It's the kind of thing that sways public opinion. I got nothing against them.
I'll believe that when I see the three of you enjoying a nice friendly game of billiards.
Well, have it your own way. I thought we could form a combination, you and me, to find the boys, but a combination's no good if I trust you and you don't trust me. Go ahead, Dollar. Bullet through alone. And good luck to you.
Thanks, Leo. I've enjoyed your pack of lies no end. So I put on my top coat, picked up my hat, and left. He didn't shoot me while I was on the stairs, so by the time I felt the sidewalk underfoot, I also felt fairly safe. But not for long. The chauffeur in a limousine parked at the curb took off his uniform cap and put on a hat with an eye-hiding brim. I looked up at the lighted window of Mona Doyle's apartment and saw Leo's figure just slipping out of sight. As I started down the street, the chauffeur was no longer a chauffeur. At a signal from Leo, he had turned into a man who was following me. I grabbed a cab on Madison, and by the time our zigzag trip to Patterson's address was over, I felt reasonably sure that I was no longer being followed. The hall was like a mine shaft and smelled worse. 4 doors down on the right, I found the number of Patterson's apartment.
Come on in.
The man who bid me enter was still wearing the hat with the eye-hiding brim. But something new had been added to his right hand, .45 caliber. Leo Porcina's chauffeur hadn't followed me to Patterson's address. He beat me there.
Close the door.
I don't like to ask foolish questions, but what are you doing here?
I live here. Or I did.
Patterson. Oh, great. I'm looking for you, and the way I do it is to try and get away from you. Look, take the lid off your right hand, will you? I want to talk to you.
Sure, but not here. Let's go someplace.
For me, that someplace was out. But before I got there, I had time to pass myself a question. What better place for a missing witness to hide than the employ of the guy he was supposed to testify against? Then I found a hiding place of my own. It was nice and dark, but the only person I was hiding from was me, Johnny Dollar, America's fabulous insurance investigator. Fabulous indeed.
When my brain started the trip back from unconsciousness, I thought at first I'd passed out in one of the tunnels. The air, what there was of it, was thick with the smell of burned gasoline. It was still dark, and it seemed like cars were going past me without headlights. Then I noticed that the tunnel was moving. It took me a long time to figure out that meant it wasn't a tunnel. It was a car, and I was on the floor in the back seat with a blanket covering me. It took 2 hands and all my strength, but I managed to lift the blanket
Get away from my face. The first thing I saw was one of those old-fashioned speaking tubes that sometimes are used between a limousine's rear and driver's seat. It was hanging down, the mouthpiece a few inches from my head. But what was coming out of it was not noise, but that smell of burned gasoline, carbon monoxide. I didn't have to try them to know that all the doors were locked from the outside and that all the glass was unbreakable. From there, it took me only one short mental step to realize that speaking tube was connected to the exhaust pipe, and I was in the process of being executed in laughing Leo Porcina's private gas chamber. There's nothing so exhilarating as being slapped in the face with death. I wrestled a handkerchief out of my breast pocket, twisted it up into a stopper, jammed it into the tube, and clamped my hand over the mouthpiece. It didn't help the air any, but at least it wasn't getting any worse. Then I settled back to wait, trying not to breathe. Chauffeur, leg man, executioner, Dan Patterson. Opened the rear door. When we came to a stop, waited a few seconds for the wind to clear out the fumes, then reached in, grabbed me under the shoulders, and dragged me out. I managed to stay limp until we got a few yards off the road and into the brush. Then I dug my heels in and heaved. It was surprise more than strength that toppled him, but it was no time for niceties. I picked up a handy rock and bashed him one on the head.
Oh.
Come on, Danny boy, get with it. You'll catch your death of cold lying on this damp ground.
Where? Oh, $1.
Yeah, $1, which probably makes you feel like 2 cents.
Listen, I couldn't help what I did. But Leo, it's either do what he tells you to or get it done to you.
Oh, save that pitch for the jury, will you? I want some answers. First, where are we?
In New Jersey, about 40 minutes out from the city. Listen, give me a break. I'll help you all I can.
I ought to break your head. And save your time and effort. There's nothing in that shoulder holster your hand is moving for. I've got it. Now, do I use it or do you tell me where Nippy Cochran is?
I don't know. I swear I don't. You gotta believe that. If I knew, I'd sell the information to Leo for plenty. He wants him bad.
Yeah, dream boy. I'll just bet you would. Okay, get up.
Wait a minute. What are you gonna do?
I was hired to find you and I found you, and now I'm gonna put you away where you'll keep. Come on, get up.
Listen, maybe I do know where Nippy is. Why don't you and me...
Patterson, I'll have to stop you. I didn't want to fire, but I had to, and fast in the darkness. Aim was next to impossible, but I shot low. I guess it takes more lead than I threw into him to kill a guy who's so full of mental poison. Patterson was alive when I got to him, and alive and conscious when I left him in the hands of the nearest police doctor. Score, 1 up. 1 witness found and 1 still missing. Expense account, item 4, 50 cents. Toll paid to get Leo Corsina's lethal limousine across the George Washington Bridge and back into New York City. Expense account, item 5, 5 cents. Phone call soon after I got there.
Yes?
This is Dollar. Let me speak to Leo.
Oh, Johnny.
Yeah, sorry to disappoint you, but I'm alive and almost well.
Johnny, I don't know what you mean, and I don't care what you think of me. You gotta help me.
With what? Nailing my casket together?
Nippy's in town. He killed Leo.
Oh? Well, if it's true, that's a switch. All over the country, defendants are knocking off witnesses, but when I show up, the witness knocks off the defendant. I repeat, if true.
It is true. I was with Leo. We went from here to his apartment. Nippy came in with a knife, and you gotta help me. I don't know what to do.
Well, it's generally a good idea to call the police. Did you?
Are you crazy?
Probably. Where is Leo's apartment?
Do you have to go over there?
Well, why not?
All right. Pick me up here. I'll take you over. Goodbye.
Whether she was asking me or telling me, she was right. I must be crazy. I gave myself 10 to 1 odds that my journey would end in a trap. But I've been wrong before. Leo Corsina was in his apartment, all right, ungracefully spread out on the floor in front of a not quite clean white leather chair.
There he is. What are you going to do?
Knife wound, left side of chest. No signs of struggle. Where were you?
I was in the other room.
You didn't see it happen?
No, I hardly heard anything. I didn't even hear Nippy come in. The radio was on. I heard a mumble of voices that didn't mean anything. And then Leo screamed, Nippy. I ran in then, and Leo was just falling, and Nippy was watching him go down.
I wish I knew whether you were bawling because you're grief-stricken or because you're scared. I wish I knew a lot of things about you. Now, come on. Let's go back to your place. And maybe I can find out.
Here you are. Johnny Walker for Johnny Dollar.
Oh, thanks. Would you also say it's Johnny on the spot?
I don't know why I thought I had the right to ask you to help me. Well, I didn't have anyone else to turn to.
Oh, you ought to improve your dialogue.
I'm not trying to be clever, Johnny. I'm petrified. Nippy knows I saw him. I'm the only one that saw him. If you could just stay with me until I could get out of town or until this is cleared up.
If I could keep my eyes closed, I'd say you weren't worth it. What you're trying to tell me is that you're afraid Nippy will show up with his dandy little carving set and go to work on you. Is that it?
It's an awful thing to say about my own brother, but that's right. I'm afraid he'll kill me. He hates me. He blamed me when Leo kicked him out of the combination.
Was he right?
Of course not. I couldn't make him believe me. He swore he'd pay us off, and he did. He sold the information that got Leo indicted, and now he's killed him.
You know, that's an interesting point. That he'd go to all the trouble to turn state's witness against Leo and then kill him. Why would he do that?
I don't know.
What you started to say was to make it look as though you killed him, wasn't it?
Yes. He'd do anything to hurt me. Johnny, if you only knew...
Hold it. Never mind the dust in my eyes, gorgeous. To frame you, Nippy would have to supply you with a motive. Unless you already had one kicking around someplace. And your silence says you probably have.
Johnny.
Leo was nailed on tax evasion because it turned out that he had undeclared income deposited in various banks under various people's names. How much is in your account?
You're smart.
Not very. Doesn't take a wizard to add 2 and 2 and come up with a motive. With Leo out of the way, there's very little chance that you will be dragged into court as an accomplice. And I'll mention in passing the bank balance you didn't deny having.
I know it looks bad, Johnny. Please put your drink down.
Well, why not? It's empty.
I know it looks bad. I'd be in big trouble if the police found out about the account. But do they have to? Johnny?
According to all the rules, yeah.
I didn't kill him, Johnny. You've got to believe that.
I'd like to.
You've got to, darling. Don't you think it'd be worth it? There's the money. And there's me. Darling. Oh, Johnny.
Get away from me!
Johnny, what's wrong?
In this case, everything. I've been slugged and gassed. I had to shoot a man. I missed my dinner. But the worst of all is you. You think because you've got your kind of hair and your kind of eyes and mouth and the rest of it, you're going to hide all your lies and greedy ideas behind them and put a leash on any man you see. Well, it might work with a human being, but I'm not human. I'm an insurance investigator.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to turn you in for murder. That's what I'm going to do. Operator, get on this thing before I change my mind. Mona didn't really turn on the tears until 2 men from homicide took her and tucked her into a squad car. And I didn't warm up to my story until the press arrived. In print, in a very early morning edition that hit the stands at 12:01 a.m., it looked even better than it had sounded. Headline: Insurance investigator records confession of murderess. Lead: Police, late last night, booked Mona Doyle for the murder of Leo Porcina, racket boss. In an exclusive statement, Johnny Dollar, Hartford, said he was able to record the voluntary confession of the shapely knife killer by means of a tape recorder and a microphone concealed beneath a sofa, thus lifting the suspicion from her brother, Glenn Nippy Cochran, who has been sought for the slaying. The wind was dying, and so was I by the time I got back to my hotel, after making one stop at an all-night drugstore for expense account item 7, $1.79 adhesive tape, which might be classified as an odd item, since I didn't, as yet, have any broken bones. In my hotel room, I put the tape and the 2 telephone books, one classified, one general, to what I hoped would be good use, slipped on a dressing gown, and sat down to wait. An hour and 10 minutes later, it turned out that I'd waited long enough. Yeah? Who is it?
Telegram.
Well, you can't say much for his originality. Wait a second. I'll slip on a robe.
Okay, Dollar, get back in the room.
This is hardly the way to deliver a telegram, is it?
I've got a message for you, all right, but it's not in an envelope. I'm Nippy Cochran.
Well, hello, Nippy Cochran.
That confession you coaxed out of my sister isn't what the tape is recorded on. It's Foley.
The police seem to like it.
And nuts, I killed Leo Porcina.
Oh, that's your story, and it could be phony. Look, I'll tell you why the police like Mona's better.
Huh?
Leo died from a knife wound in the left part of his chest. There were no signs of a struggle. That means he was probably killed by somebody who just walked up to him and pushed. Someone he trusted, a friend. That doesn't fit you, but it fits your sister.
I've got the answer to that. It says in the paper that confession of hers lifted the finger off me. The least I can do is take it off her. And you know how that's done.
It's a little late for guesswork, Nippy.
By killing the same way with the same knife while she's alibied by the police, that'll clear.
What's it going to do to you? And if you get close to me, you can believe me, there's going to be signs of struggle this time.
I don't have to get close. See?
The knife came from the usual place in his collar behind his head. His aim was perfect. I felt the shock just over my heart. But the telephone books I taped to my chest called his number. The knife bounced off, and Nippy stood there with his mouth hanging open. Then I found something to throw. Something I could aim just generally. A chair. He stumbled back from the impact, and before he could collect his wits or his balance, I let him have a barrage. I should have known. A bail bondsman doesn't know the right people. Expense account item 8. $15, doctor fee. If it wasn't worth it to you, it was worth it to me to get that adhesive tape off by using alcohol instead of violence. Expense account item 9, $28.50. Replacement of hotel room furniture broken in final brawl. And expense account item 10, if you don't mind, $367.25. See enclosed bar, cafe, and theater receipts. Buying my way back into the favor of the magnificent Mona. Oh, and you may ask me how I was clever enough to know that she was innocent all that time. I didn't. But I could hope, couldn't I? Expense account total, original retainer not returnable, $500.71. Signed, yours, truly, Johnny Walker. I mean, Dollar.
Well, there you have it. 2 cases, 2 investigations, and in both of them, the truth was exposed. But it wasn't easy. In Richard Diamond's world, the answers died before the questions were even asked. In Johnny Dollar's case, anyone who got close to the truth didn't stick around long enough to tell it. Different detectives, different cases, but the same quiet problem lurking underneath it all. Someone, somewhere, making sure the truth never gets a chance to speak. And that's what makes a good detective story. Because it's not just about solving the crime, it's about what happens when the voices you need most are taken off the board. Funny thing about witnesses, sometimes the only one left is you. Until next time, I'm Ron, and this has been Ron's Amazing Stories. Stay amazing.
When you take a trip, take the train, and be sure to get there. Go New Haven. When you make a date in New York, you know for sure you will be there. If you take the train, the dependable, comfortable, convenient, low-cost way. When you take a trip, take the train. Ride the New Haven Railroad.
The smart way to go to New York is on the New Haven. Smart because it saves you money without sacrificing your comfort. Recline in a soft, upholstered New Haven parlor car chair as you read or relax your way to the center of the city without concern for weather or traffic. Stretch your legs and enjoy fine food and service in the New Haven dining car. It's the smart way, the sure way to travel. Next time, go New Haven. You can depend on it.
When you take a trip, take the train. Ride the New Haven Railroad.
That was episode number 729, and it was brought to you by Audible. Head to audibletrial.com/Ron's Amazing Stories and get a free audiobook today. You help the show if you do it. Thank you, Audible. If you want to follow the podcast or the blog, head to ronsamazingstories.com. There you will find any of the links that I mentioned and how to contact us. Do you want to help the show? The best thing you can do is to tell your friends all about us and leave reviews and comments wherever you listen. Clicking that follow or like button helps us grow. Thank you for listening, and I hope you come again to find out what are Ron's Amazing Stories.
All of the vintage audio used in the podcast is believed to be in the public domain. Ron's Amazing Stories does not own the rights to any of the old-time radio used here. If you hold the rights to any of the shows played, please contact us immediately at ronsamazingstories.com.